Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to solve O-Levels Mathematics D paper 2 in a session October-November 2022 paper 2-1. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1, part A. Abid works in an office for 5 days each week. Okay, so 1 week he work 5 days. Each day he work from 8:15 until 12:40 and then from 13:30 until 17. Work out the total time Abid works in 1 week. 1 week is equivalent to 5 days because he worked 5 days. Give your answer in hours and minutes. Right. Okay, so first I would like to calculate each day he work how much hours. Okay, so we can say that from 12:40 minus 8:15, right? So 12 hours 40 minutes minus 8 hours 15 minutes. 4 hours 25 minutes in the morning. 25 minutes he work, and then 17 minus 13:30. Okay, 17 hours 0 minutes minus 13 hours and 30 minutes. He worked 3 hours and 30 minutes. So the total he works each day is plus 4 hours and 25 minutes, 7 hours and 55 minutes he works total in a day, right? So for 1 week he works 5 days. So if 1 day he works 7 hours and 55 minutes, in 5 days he work 5 times 7 hours and 55 minutes. Okay, this is times by 5, so he works 39 hours and 35 minutes. Right. Now for part B, Abid earns $14.20 per hour. So this is the income for 1 hour. He is given a pay increase of 5%, increase of 5%. Calculate the amount Abid earns per hour after the increase. Okay, so 5%, what is 5% of 14.20? 5 over 100 times 14.20. Let me simplify. 5 divides 100 times 14.20. This is equivalent to 0.71. Means 71 cents. Right. So we have to find the amount Abid earns per hour after the increase. Which increase? So 14.20. We have to add $0.71 plus 14.20. So the increase amount is, now he earns $14.91 per hour after the increment. Now for part C, each month Abid divides his earning between rent, bills and saving. He used 20% of his earning for rent. He used 3/8 of his earning for bills. The rest of his earning are saving. Find the ratio rent, bills, saving. Give your answer in its simplest form. Okay, let's make a ratio. 20% of his earning, if we can say that his earning is R. 20% of R is the rent ratio. 3/8%. 3/8 of his earning R is for bills, and the rest is, from the rest 1 minus, we have to subtract 20 over 100 minus 3 over 8 plus 3/8 R. The rest from the total we have to subtract. Okay, let me simplify. What is 20 over 100? This is 1/5 of his earning for rent, 3/8 of earning for bills, and the rest is 1 by 5 plus 3 by 8 is 23 out of 40, and 1 minus answer from the total 17 out of 40. 17 over 40 of r. Sorry, we are not, you have 1 r. The total is basically 1 times of r. Yeah. Okay, so for earning, we can cancel the earning r, simplest form, right? Okay, let me make the denominator same for all the fractions. So we have 5, 8 and 40. 40 is a common denominator. So how can we make 40 a common denominator? 5 times 8 is 40. So we have 8 over 40. And 3 times, 5 times 40 is, 8 times 5 is 40, and 3 times 5 is 15 over 40. And here the denominator is already 40. Okay, now cancel the denominators. So the simplest form is 8 ratio 15 ratio 17. This is for rent, bills and savings. Part D, Abid invests $2,400 in a saving account for 4 years. So this investment is the principal and T is the time in terms of years. The account pay a simple interest at a rate of R% per year. At the end of 4 years, he received a total of $153.60 in interest. This is the amount of interest, A. Okay, calculate the value of R. Okay, so the amount of interest is A equals to PRT. We have to solve for R. So what is R? R is A over PT, right? So R is A is 153.60 over P is 2,400 times T is 4, right? Let me simplify this. 2,400 times 4 and 153.60 divides answer. This is 0.016. So we have R is equals to 0.016. We have to find R in terms of percent. So R percent is 0.016 times 100. 1.6%. Yes, R is 1.6%. Right. Now moving to part E. Abid invests some money in a different saving account. This account pays compound interest at a rate of 1.4% per year. At the end of 5 years, there are this much in an account. Okay, so this is the amount. Okay, calculate the amount of money Abid invests. We need to find P in this account. So compound interest formula is A equals to P into 1 plus R over 100 into power is T. Okay, so amount we have to solve for P. We have to find P is A over 1 plus R over 100 and its whole power is T, right? Now let's simplify. We have to solve for the investment. The amount is 1,822.38 over 1 plus R is 1.4% and T value is 5 years, right? Now let me simplify this. 1.4 divides 100 plus 1 and its power is 5. This is the denominator, and 1822.38 divide answer. This is 1,700.001. So the amount of investment is $1,700. Question number 2, part A. The table shows the ages and heights of 10 boys, ages in years and height in centimeters. Okay, Now part 1, complete the scatter diagram. The first 6 points have been plotted for you. So ages is along the horizontal axis and the height is along vertical axis. The first 6 points have been plotted. So the next point is when age is 13, the height is 153. Okay, so let me find the age 13. So 12, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we have 13, 2.5 and 2.5, yes. So 12 and this point is 13 and here we have 14, yes. So at 13 we have 158. Where is 158? This is 13, right? So 150, 2, 4, 6 and 8 before 160. Okay, you can see this point in the middle, right? Okay, the next point is 17 and 175. 17, 175. 17 is in the middle of 16 and 18, and 175 we have at the top. You can see we have, this is 170, 72, 74 and 75. Yes. This line is 72, 4 and 5 in the middle, right? Okay, the second last point is 13 and 150. So 13, 150. Okay, this is 13 and where is 150? This straight line is 150. Yes, I'm right. This middle one. And the last is 16, 160. So at 16, 160 is 16 and this point is 160. Okay. Now for the second part, draw a line of best fit. So the line of best fit is a line which passes through as many points as we can. So let's see which is the line of best fit. In this case, passes through 2, 3 and 4. If I draw this passes through 2 points. Yes, this would be the line of best fit. It should pass through as many points as we can. So let me cover the whole graph. Right. Okay, now for the next part, number 3. Use your line of best fit to estimate the height of 14-year-old boy. 14-year-old boy. If I draw the line at 14 and find the height corresponding to 14 is, this is 162 centimeter. It should be different in your case. It depends on the line of best fit, right? Now number 4, Simon is 22 years old. Explain why your line of best fit should not be used to estimate his height. 22 years old. Okay, so he's 22 years old, as you can see. So as you can see, your line of best fit should not be suitable to estimate his height, because the age of 22 is outside the range of the given data. So the data is in the middle. So that is why it is not suitable, right? So let me write down the reason that the line of best fit should not be used to estimate his height, because age is outside the range of given data. Right. Now for part B, the table summarizes the height of 180 girls in year 7 of a school. Height in frequency number 1. Work out the percentage of girls who are taller than 145 centimeter. The girls who are taller than 145 centimeter, 145 to 150, 150 to 160, these two are the frequencies. Okay, so 62 and 24 out of 180 girls, and we have to find the percentage, so times by 100. Okay, let me simplify. 62 plus 24 divides 180 times 100. This is 47.77, 47.8%. Round to one decimal place. Right. Now for the second part, calculate an estimate of the mean height. So we know that mean is equals to sum of fx dividing by the total. Right, so we know that this is f and this is x, right? X is the midpoint of the interval. This is not the x. We have to solve for x. That is a midpoint of the interval. So let me find the midpoint of all the intervals. Okay, the midpoint of 125 plus 135 divides to 130. 135 and 140, 135 plus 140 divides to 137.5. Midpoint of 140 and 135. 140 plus 145 divides to 142.5. Okay, 145 plus 150 divides to 147.5. 150 and 160. 150 plus 160 divides to 150 plus 160 divides to 155. Okay, midpoint of the intervals. Now let me solve for fx, the product of frequency and the mid intervals. Okay, the first is 8 times 130, 1040. Next is 31 times 137.5, 4262.5. Right, 55 times 142.5, 7837.5. 62 times 147.5, 9145. 24 times 155, 3720. Right, so we have fx. Now let me find the sum of fx to get the mean. Okay, the sum of fx is we have 1040 plus 4262.5 plus 7837.5 plus 9145 plus 3720. Okay, this is fx to 26,005 over the total. So what is the total height? That the total height is the total number of girls we have given, that is 180. Mean height we have to find. Okay, let's do this. So we have dividing 180, the mean is 144.47 or 144.5 centimeter, rounding to one decimal place. Question number 3, part A. Complete the table for the function. We have some x and the y values, so the only y value at x is equals to 3 is missing, so just substitute x equals to 3 over here. We have y is equals to 3 cube over 2 minus 3 times 3 plus 2. Right, if I simplify, 3 cube is 27 divided by 2, and minus 3 times 3 is 9, and plus 2, this is 6.5. Right, now for part B, on the grid draw the graph of the function for x is between -3 to +3. Okay, so let's do this. When x is -3, y is -2.5 at the bottom. Okay, so we have minus 3 and at the bottom minus 2.5. So minus 2, 2.2, 2.4, 2.6, 2.8 and 3. 2, 4 and 5 in the middle. 2, 4 and 5 this point. Next point minus 2, it's 4. So at minus 2 it is 4 at the top. Minus 2 and this point is 4. Right. Then minus 1, it's 4.5. Okay, so minus 1, 4.5. Minus 1, we have, this is 4, 4.2, 4.4 and 4.5. Right. At 0, it is 2. When x is 0, y value is 2. Okay, when x is 1, y is minus 0.5. 1 and minus 0.5 at the bottom. It's 1 and 0.5, 0.2, 4 and 5 in the middle. Yes. Okay, when x is 2, y value is 0. When x is 2, y is 0, this point. And the last point, when x is 3, y is 6.5. At x is 3, it's at the top. Okay, we have 3. This point is 6, 6.2, 4 and 6.5. Okay, let me connect all the points to get the smooth curve of this cubic function. Right. So this is the shape of the curve. Right. Moving to part C, write down the coordinates of the minimum point of your graph for x is greater than 0. So basically we have to find the coordinates or minimum point of your graph for x is greater than 0. So these points x is greater than 0. So here we have a minimum point. So let me figure out the minimum point. If I can say this is the minimum point, what are the coordinates? X and the y. Okay, so here the coordinates are x value is 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and the y value is 0, 0 0.2, 4, 6. This is 2, 4, 6, 0.7 in the middle, minus 0.7. So these can be different in your case, but according to your graph you have to write down. Now moving to part D, use your graph to solve the equation. Okay, so when x cube over 2 minus 3x plus 2 equals to 0, when we compare, it means when y is equals to 0, we have x-intercepts when y equals to 0. So let me solve the values of x-intercept, sorry. Okay, this is the point, this is the point, and this is the point, right? So one point is, okay, let me read. So this point is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 2.7, right? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, 0.75 and 2. So these are the x-intercepts when the y value is 0. Question number 4, f of x and g of x. We have given the two functions. Part A, find f of 8. So what is f of 8? F of 8 is 8 square minus 7. 8 square is 64 minus 7. Okay, what is 64 minus 7? This is 57. Right. Now for part B, find g of minus 2. So g of minus 2 is 4 minus 3 minus 2 divides 2. So here we have 4 plus 3 times 2 is 6 divides 2. This is 10 by 2 and this would be equals to 5. Now for part C, find g inverse of x. For g inverse of x, we have to put y equals to g of x, 4 minus 3x over 2, right? And then switching the variables, we have x would be equals to 4 minus 3y over 2 and solving for y. So 2x cross multiplication equals to 4 minus 3y. Okay, in the next step, we can say shifting the 3y on the other side and we have 4 minus 2x. So y is equals to 4 minus 2x over 3. This is my g inverse of x. Let me write this down. 4 minus 2x over 3. Okay, now for part D, solve f of 2x minus 1 plus 3 equals to 0. So f of x we have given, f of 2x minus 1 is 2x minus 1 whole square minus 7 plus 3 equals to 0. So we have 4x square minus 4x plus 1 minus, we have 3 minus 7. Okay, 3 minus 7 is minus 4 equals to 0. 4x square minus 4x minus 3 equals to 0, right? This is a quadratic equation. Let me factorize this. We have 4 times minus 3 is minus 12 and 2 times minus 6 times minus 2 is minus 12 and 2 minus 6 is minus 4. 4x square plus 2x minus 6x minus 3 equals to 0. Taking 2x common, we have 2x plus 1. Taking negative 3 common, we have 2x plus 1 equals to 0, right? So the two factors are 2x plus 1 and 2x minus 3. This is equals to 0. So putting both the factors equals to 0, we have x is minus 1 by 2 and x is equals to 3 by 2. Okay, let me write down the both the solutions, minus half and 3 by 2. Right. Question number 5, part A. George has 2 bags, each containing black balls and white balls. Bag 1 and bag 2. Number 1, George say, I am more likely to take a black ball from bag 2 than from bag 1. Show that George is correct. Okay. So yes, he's correct because bag 2 has more black balls than bag 1. Right, so we can say 1 2 3 4 5 balls and here 1 2 3 4 balls, right? So if I can say for bag 1, what is the probability for black? We have 1 2 3 4 4 are black out of 5 6 7 8 9 out of 9. So 4 out of 9 is the probability. If I can check 4 by 9, this is 0.44, right? Okay, now for bag 2, let me find the probability of black balls. 1 2 3 4 5. 5 balls are black out of 6 7 8 9 10 11 out of 11 balls, right? So 5 out of 11 is 0.45. So we have showed that George is correct because the probability of taking a black ball from bag 1 is lower than the probability of taking a black ball from bag 2. So from bag 2, he's more likely to take a black ball from bag 2 as compared to bag 1, right? Okay, now moving to second part. George take a ball at random from bag 2, notice its color and replaces it. He repeats this 220 times. How many times would he expect to take a white ball? Okay, so just for bag 2. So how many white balls are in bag 2? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 balls are white for bag 2. Probability of white is 6 are white out of 11 for bag 2, right? George take a ball at random from bag 2, notice its color and replaces it. Notice the color and then put it back, right? Okay, he repeats this 200 times, right? Okay, so how many times would you expect to take a white ball? So 6 over 11 times 220 times he would expect to take a white ball, right? 6 over 11 times 120, 220, sorry, 120 times, right? Now for part B, a bag contains 7 blue counters, 6 red counters, and 3 green counters, right? Yasmin takes 2 counters from bag at random without replacement. Okay, now for part 1, complete the tree diagram, first counter and the second counter, right? So the first counter is done. Blue are 7 out of 16, red are 6 out of 16, and green are 3 out of 16. Okay, so from blue we have a second counter, blue. So we have 7, now 6 are left out of 15, and red are the same, 6 out of 15, and green is same, 3 out of 15. Right. Okay, so from red, the blue is the same, 7 out of 15, 1 red is taken, so 5 red are left out of 15, and green is the same, 3 out of 15. Without replacement, that is why 1 ball is less, right? Okay, for green, blue is same, 7 out of 15, red stays the same, that is 6 out of 15, yes, and the green is 2 out of 15. So we have completed the tree diagram. So moving to the second part, find the probability that at least one of the counters is red. Okay, at least one of the counters is red. So if we make a combination of blue with red, red with red, and green with red, right? At least one is red. Okay, so we can say that if one is blue, other is red, plus if one is red, both can be red, at least one, minimum one is red, both can also be red, plus with green we can make a combination of red, right? Okay, let me find the probability. So blue is 7 over 16 times the red is 6 over 15, plus red is 6 over 16 times red is 5 over 15, plus green is 3 over 16 times red is 6 over 15, right? Now let me simplify this. 7 times 6 is 42 over 16 times 15, this is 240, plus 6 times 5 is 30 over 240, 3 times 6 is 18 over 240. Sorry, I did the mistake over here. The question is find the probability that at least one of the counters is red. So we have two combinations, blue, red, or red, blue. At least one is red or both can be red, and two combinations for green, red, or red, green. Okay, so we have to times this combination by 2 and this combination by 2 as well, right? So 42 we have to times this by 2 and 18 times by 2, right? Okay, now let's see. Let me solve this. 42 times 2, sorry, times 2, 84, plus 30, plus 18 times 2 divides 240. This is 5 out of 8. So this is 5 out of 8, right? So for at least one counter is red, you have to make, there are two combinations for blue, red, or red, blue, red, red. Both can be red, and two combinations for green, red, or red, green, right? I hope you understand it now. Question number 6, part A. The position vector of point A is 4, 7, and the position vector of point B is 9, 2. Number 1, find the column vector AB. So the column vector AB is OB minus OA, right? So OB is 9, 2 minus OA is 4, 7, right? 9 take away 4, which is equals to 5. and 2 take away 7. 2 minus 7 is minus 5. So 5 minus 5 is a column vector AB. Now for the second part, find the magnitude of AB. So to find the magnitude of AB, we have to do square root of 5 square is 25 plus negative 5 square is 25. So this is equals to square root of 50. 25 plus 25 is 50. Let me simplify. 25 plus 25 is 50. Yes, square root of 50 is 7.07. Right. Now for part 3, ABCD is a parallelogram with the side AB, BC, CD and DA. BC is given for -4 and 1. Find the coordinates of point C and D. Okay, let me draw the parallelogram first. Just a rough sketch. Okay. Right, so this shape is a parallelogram with A, B, C and D. We have a side AB, B to C, CD and DA. Okay, so the position vector of A is given and the position vector of B is given, right? So this is 4, 7 and 9, 2. Let me label this. A is 4, 7. B is 9, 2. We have to find the coordinates of C and D, right? So we have given BC. What is BC? BC is OC minus OB, right? We can find C. So what is OC? OC is BC plus OB, right? So we have BC, which is -4, 1 plus OB, we have given 9, 2. We can find the coordinates of C. OC is -4 plus 9, which is 5, and 1 plus 2, which is 3. So the coordinates of C are 5 and 3. Let me write this down, 5 and 3. Okay, now we have to find the coordinates of D. Since it is a parallelogram, we know that the diagonals of the parallelogram bisect, right? So, and they intersect at their midpoints, right? So the diagonal AC bisect the diagonal BD at their midpoints, right? So they intersect at the midpoint. It means the midpoint of AC is equals to the midpoint of BD because the diagonals bisect at the midpoints, right? Okay, you can write this down in parallelogram diagonals bisect. Okay, when the diagonals bisect, it means the midpoint of AD, midpoint AC equals to midpoint of BD. Here we can easily find what is BD, right? Okay, we have AC, A and C. The midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2 plus into y1 plus y2 over 2. 4 plus 5 divides 2. And 7 plus 3 divides 2. This is a midpoint of AC. And if I can say that the coordinates of D are xy, right? So B and D is 9 plus x over 2 and 2 plus y over 2, right? Okay, so 5 plus 4, which is 9 by 2, and this is 10 by 2, and this is equals to 9 plus x over 2 and 2 plus y over 2. We can solve for xy by comparing the coordinates x with x and y with y. So let me do the comparing. So from here, 9 by 2 is equals to 9 plus x over 2, right? So we can cancel the 2 and 2, right? So we can say 9 minus 9 is x and the x is 0. Right. Same on the other hand, 10 by 2 is equals to 2 plus y over 2. Cancel the 2. 10 minus 2, which is y. So 8 is the value for y, right? So from here, the coordinates of D are xy, which is 0 and 8, right? Let me write this down. 0 and 8 are the coordinates for D. Now for part B, P is the point R4 and Q is the point TU. The midpoint of the line PQ is 1, 3. The gradient of a line PQ is minus 1 by 4. Find the value of each of R, T and U. Okay, so if I use the first information, the midpoint of PQ. Midpoint of PQ, which is given 1, 3. Right, so P and Q coordinates are given. Midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 over 2 comma y1 plus y2 over 2. So we can say that R plus T divides 2 and 4 plus U divides 2, right? This is equals to 1, 3. Okay, let me make the two equations. We can say R plus T divides 2 is equals to 1, right? And from here we can say R plus T is equals to 2. This is my first equation, right? And by using the second equation, 4 plus U over 2 is equals to 3. Cross multiplication, we can say 4 plus U is equals to 2 times 3 is 6, and U is 6 minus 4, so U value is 2. So we got the value for U, which is 2. Let me write this down. U is 2, right? Okay, now on the other side, let me use the second condition, which is a gradient, right? Now the gradient we have given, the gradient of the line PQ is minus 1 by 4, right? So the gradient is minus 1 by 4, and it has a formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we can say y2 is u minus 4 over t minus r. This is minus 1 by 4, and we know that the u we got is 2. So 2 minus 4 over t minus r is equals to minus 1 by 4. Minus 2 over t minus r is equals to minus 1 by 4, right? Let me cancel the negative sign and do the cross multiplication. 4 times 2 is 8, and t minus r, this is my second equation. Right, now you guys can see that we have two equations in RT. Okay, let me simplify the two equations to get the value for the variable r and the variable t. Okay, so let me add the two equations. So we can say r plus t is equals to 2. This is my first equation. And minus r plus t is equals to 8. This is my second equation. When we add the two equations, we can cancel the r, and the simplified answer is 2t is equals to 8 plus 2 is 10, and t is 2 times 5 is 10. So we got the value for t, which is 5. Right. Okay, now let me substitute the t value into the first or second equation to get r. So let me put in equation 2. So 8 equals to t minus r, and from here shifting r over here, and we have t minus 8 is r, right? So r is t value is 5. 5 minus 8, so r is negative of 3. So these are the unknowns r, t and u. Question number 7. Part A, describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. Okay, A onto B. What is a transformation? So it is a translation, right? You can see there is no rotation, no reflection, no enlargement. It is a translation. So if I fix this point on A and this point on B, we can find how much unit it is translated horizontally and vertically. So if I do horizontal translation, we have this point and over here. So 1 and 2. 2 units is the horizontal translation to the right side, right? And vertical translation is down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units down and 2 units to the right. So we can say that translation two units right, 5 units down. So we can write this 2 and minus 5 as a matrix. the translation. Now for part B, reflect shape A in the x-axis. Okay. So whenever we reflect the shape in x-axis, we have to change the xy coordinates to x and minus y. Only y coordinates are, we have to switch the signs and x stays the same. Okay, so let's do this. So this point is 1, 3. So here we have 1 minus 3. We have to reflect A, right? Okay, so this point is 3, 3. So 3 minus 3. This point is 3, 4. So 3 minus 4. And this point is 2, 4. So 2 minus 4. Let me draw the reflected shape in x-axis. You can name this A prime, right? Now for part C, enlarge shape A by a scale factor of 2 and the center is 5, 4. Okay, where is the center? 5, 4. X is 5 and the y value is 4. X is 5 and the y is 4. This is a center. We have to enlarge this shape, right? Okay, so this is a center which is 5 and 4, right? So if I choose these points, right, this point, let's say A, B, C, and D, right? So for point A, from the center, 1 and 2. So 2 units to the left and 0 vertical translation. So the point A is minus 2 and 0, right? Now let me find the coordinates for B. 1, 2, and 1 down. So minus 2, minus 1. For C, 1, 2. For C, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to the left and 1 down, minus 1. And for D, 1, 2, and 3, negative 3 and 0, right? Now multiply all of them with a scale factor which is given to us to the scale factor to get the new coordinates, right? So the new coordinates, we can say A prime is minus 4, 0. B prime is minus 4, minus 2. C prime is 2 times 4 is 8, minus 8, minus 2. And D prime is minus 6, 0, right? Okay, let me apply the new transformations. So 4 units to the left and 0 units vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a new point. You can use with the green. 1, 4, right? And then minus 4, minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. So this is 1, 2, right? Minus 8 and minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2. This point, which is minus 3 and 2, right? And minus 6, 0. So from center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 6 and 0. So this point is minus 1 and 4. Let me connect the points to get the enlarged shape. Since the scale factor is positive, so both the shape, the enlarged shape and the original shape is on the same side of the center, right? So we can say this is A double prime, the enlarged shape. Now for part D, transformation P is represented by the matrix 0, 1, minus 1, 0. P maps shape A onto shape C. Number 1, draw and label shape C. Okay, so when we have given the matrix, we have to use a formula matrix times object equals to image. Right, what is a matrix? Matrix is 0, 1, minus 1, 0. And what is object? Object is shape A, right? Let me find the coordinates for shape A. So as you can see, the coordinates of shape A are 3, 4, right? 3 and 3. And the next is 1, 3. And the last coordinate is 2, 4. 2 and 4, right? Let me do the product to get the coordinates for shape C. The image is the shape C, right? Okay. Okay. Zeros are going to multiply with the column. 0 times 3, which is minus 4 here. rows with the column, rows with the column. You have 3. Yes. And then 0. You have 0 and -3. -3 over here. 3 and 0. -3 and 3. And then we have 0 and -3 here. And 1 and 0. 1. And the last one is, this is 0, this is -4, 2 and 0, so it's 2. So these are the coordinates of for shape C. -4 and 3. X is -4, y value is 3, this point, right? And then -3, 3, x is -3 and y is 3, this point. And then -3, 1, x is -3 and y is 1. -4 and 2, x is -4 and the y value is 2, right? Let me draw this shape. Right. This is shape C. Right. Now for the second part, describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape C, right? Okay, so as you can see, these are the point coordinates for shape A and these are the coordinates for shape C. So how they switch? 3, 4, switch to -4 and 3. So 3, 3, -3 and 3, 1, 3, -1 and 3. 2, 4, -4 and 2. So this is clearly seen that the coordinates of A are, let's say, xy. They switch to -yx. Right. So when we have a chord xy changes to -yx, we have a rotation 90 degree anti-clockwise. So the transformation is rotation 90 degree anti-clockwise about origin. Zero, 0. Right. Now for the third part, find the matrix representing the transformation that maps shape C onto shape A. Okay, which the transformation that maps shape C onto shape A, the matrix. Okay, so we have to find the matrix when we have a rotation 90 degree anti-clockwise about origin. Okay, the matrix that represent the transformation that maps C onto A. Okay, so the shape A onto C is rotation 90 degree anti-clockwise about origin, and C onto A is rotation 90 degree clockwise about origin, and the matrix representing 90 degree clockwise rotation is 0, -1, 1 and 0, right? Question number 8, Lara and Marco each cycle 50 km on a cycled rail. Lara cycles at an average speed of x km per hour. Marco cycles at an average speed of x minus 3 km per hour. Part A, write down an expression for time in hours Laura takes to complete the trail. Okay, we have given the speed and the distance. This is 50 km. So speed equals to distance over time, and we have to find the time from here, which is distance over speed. Right, we have to find the time for Laura in hours. So time is distance, which is 50 km, over the speed for Laura is x km per hour. So kilometer is cancelled with kilometer, you have 50 over x hours. Right. Now for part B, Marco takes 15 minutes longer than Laura to complete the trail. Hence, form an equation and show that it simplifies to this. Okay, Marco takes 15 minutes longer than Laura. It means the difference between the time of Marco and Laura is 15, right? So how can we make an equation for Marco and Laura? So Marco time is distance is again 50 over the speed for Marco is x minus 3, and its difference for Laura, this is 50 over x, right? This is Marco's time, this is Laura's time, right? Marco takes 15 minutes longer than Laura, so Marco and Laura time difference is 15 over 60, because 1 hour is 60 minutes, right? 15 minutes over 15. I converted 15 into hours because these two are in hours, so this must be in hours, right? So now let me simplify this by taking an LCM. So we have 50x minus x minus 3 is multiplying with 50 and divides x into x minus 3 over equals to 15 over 60, right? For this simplification we can do the cross multiplication. So 50x minus 50x plus yes, 3 times of 50, which is 150, over x square minus 3x, which is equals to 15 over 60. So 50x minus 50x is cancelled out. We have just 150 over x square minus 3x equals to 15 over 60, right? Okay, now let me do the cross multiplication. 150 times 60, which is 9000. Okay, so this is times by 15. 15x square minus 3 times of 15 is 45x. Okay, simplified form is 15x square minus 45 minus 9000, 45x. This is equals to 0, shifting this 9000 on the other side, right? Okay, let me simplify this equation. So we have to divide, because you have x square coefficient is just 1, so dividing by 15. So from here, dividing by 15, right? We have x square. 45 divides 15 is negative 3x, and 9000 divides 15 is 600, minus 600. So this equation simplified to this, right? Now for part C, solve the equation, show your working, and give your answer correct to 2 decimal place. So this is a quadratic equation. Let me simplify this by using a quadratic formula. So x is equals to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4 a value and the c value, square root divides 2 times of a, right? For this simplification, x is equals to 3 plus minus square root, 3 square is 9, 4 times 600, 2400 divides 2. X is equals to 3 plus minus square root plus 9, 2409 divided by 2. We have to find the answer correct to 2 decimal place, right? Okay, so let me find the two roots. 3 plus square root 2409 divides 2, 26.04 up to 2 decimal place. The first answer 26.04, and the second answer is 3 minus square root 2409 divides 2, 23.04, negative, up to 2 decimal place. So these are the two solutions. Now for part D, find the time Marco takes to complete the trail. Give your answer in hours and minutes correct to the nearest minutes, right? So the time Marco takes is time is distance. The total distance is 50 kilometer, and the Marco's average speed is x minus 3, right? So the x value, we have to take the positive one, not the negative one, right? This one, because time never be negative. 26.04. So the time is 50 over 26.04 minus 3, right? Let me simplify this. So if I can do 26.04 subtract 3 and 50 divide answer in terms of minutes and hours, so it is 2 hours and 10 minutes, right? Question number 9, part A. Kate thinks of a number n. She subtract 8 from the number, so n minus 8, and multiplies the result by 3. So 3 times of n minus 8, right? She thinks of a number n. She subtract 8 from the number. So from the number subtract 8 and multiplies this result by 3. The answer is 11. This is 11 less than the number she thought of. Minus, less is minus, n minus 11. Okay, form an equation in n and solve it to find Kate's number. Okay, let's do this. So 3n, 3 times 8 is 24, equals to n minus 11. Shifting n to the left side, 3n minus n equals to 11 minus 11 plus 24. So this is 2n, and 24 minus 11 is 13. Right, so n value is 13 out of 2, dividing by 2, which is 6.5. So let me write this down. N is 6.5. Right. Now for part B, write as a single fraction in its simplest form. Okay. So if I can say this is x square minus 4 over 2 times the reciprocal 4 over x square plus 2x. Right, further simplification, x plus 2, x minus 2, this is difference of square formula we have to use here, dividing by 2 times 4, divide x into x plus 2, taking x common, right? Cancel the like terms, x plus 2 is cancelled with x plus 2, 2 times 2 is 4, right? So the simplified expression is 2 times of x minus 2 divides x. Right, let me write this down. 2 over x into x minus 2 is a simplified answer as a single fraction. Question number 10, part A. The diagram shows the positions of 3 towns P, Q and R. Q is on the bearing of 52 from P. Q is on the bearing of 52 from P, means from north line to Q this angle is 052, 52 degrees, right? PQ, P2Q is given, QR is given, and PR is given. Calculate the bearing of R from Q. Bearing of R from Q. It means we have to draw the north line at Q. Right, this is a north line, and we have to find the angle, this angle we have to find. This is the bearing of R from Q, right? Okay, so in the first step, what we have to do, we have to find this angle. PQR. We have all the 3 sides of a triangle. We have to find one angle. So we have to use law of cosine here, right? Apply the law of cosine. Right? We have to find the angle Q. Let me apply this law here. And we have side Q is 17.2. The side Q whole square. This is equals to the other 2 sides square, 11.5 whole square plus 14.6 whole square minus 2 times 11.5 into 14.6 and cos of angle Q. Right, now we have to simplify this. Okay, so 17.2 whole square minus 11.5 whole square minus 14.6 whole square divides minus 2 11.5 into 14.6. This is equals to cos of angle Q, and to get Q we do cos inverse, right? Let me simplify this. 17.2 square minus 11.5 square minus 14.6 square is equals to 49. This is minus 49.57 divides negative 2 times 11.5 times 14.6, negative 335.8. This is cos of angle Q, right? Cancel the negative sign. We have 49.57 divides 335.8. Okay, now finding the cos inverse in terms of degrees, cos inverse of answer. Okay, this is 81 degrees is the angle, right? So angle Q is 81.5 degrees, right? Okay, so if I extend the north line, okay, now these two are the parallel lines, the north line at P and Q, right? And this angle and this angle is same, alternate angles. When two lines are parallel and they connect with one line, so these are the two alternate angles. Let me show you on from this side. These two are the parallel lines, right? They connect with a line. So if this angle is 52, this angle is also 52. These are alternate angles, right? So these are the two parallel lines connecting with a line. This angle is 52, this angle is 52, right? Okay, so how can we find that angle? Sorry, this angle is 52. I messed up. This is 52 degrees. Okay, so these two angles are 52 and the whole angle is 81.5. So what is that angle? To find that angle, we have to do 81.5 minus 52, which is 29.5. So this angle is 29.5 degrees, this angle, right? Okay, so to find this straight line is 180. So from 180 degree, we have to subtract 29.5 degrees to get the bearing of R from Q. 180 minus answer, this angle is 150.5 degrees. All right, let me write this down. This is 150.5 degrees, right? Now for part B, A is a point on the horizontal ground. So if I on the horizontal ground, this is a horizontal ground. Let me draw the point A. Let's say this is horizontal ground, the point is A. The angle of elevation of the top of the vertical mast from A. So this is the top of the vertical mast. Okay. Okay, and then the angle of elevation of the top of the vertical mast. This is a top of the vertical mast and its angle of elevation is 68 degrees. Correct to the nearest degrees. The distance of the base of the mast from A, the base of the mast from A is 45 meters. Correct to the nearest meters. Calculate the lower bound of the height of the mast. We have to find the height of the mast, right? Okay, so to find the height, what we have to do, this is a right angle triangle because it is vertical. Let's say this triangle is ABC. So opposite over adjacent, we use a ratio for tangent. So if I can do this here, so tan of 68 degree is opposite is h over 45. Okay, and to solve for h, we have to do 45 times tan 68, right? To do the product, right? So for the lower bound of height, the lower bound of the distance, the base distance, and the lower bound of this angle we have to find. So let's find the lower bound of both, right? Go back to the nearest. So the lower bound for angle is 68 minus 1 by 2, and the lower bound for the distance is 45 minus 1 by 2. Okay, minus 1 by 2 is 0.5. So 68 minus 0.5, this is 67.5. And 745 minus 0.5, this is 44.5. Okay, so the lower bound is this lower bound and this lower bound we have to use. Okay, so we need to find the lower bound of height is lower bound for the distance, which is 44.5, times tangent of lower bound of the angle 67.5. Let me find this. Tangent of 67.5 times 44.5. This is 107.4 meters. 107.4 meters up to 1 decimal place, the height of the mast. Question number 11. The diagram shows a regular pentagon ABCDE with center O. AB is 6 centimeters. So if it is a regular pentagon, it means all the sides are 6. AB is 6, BC is 6, CD is 6, DE is 6, and E and A side is 6. OA is D centimeter, right? Part A show that D is 5.12 centimeter, correct to 2 decimal place. Okay. So for this, we have to find D. So if I draw the triangle here, this is also D, this side is also D. When the OA is D, OB is also D. So this is an isosceles triangle. Both sides are same, the two angles are same. So what is this angle? So first let me find the interior angle of pentagon, right? Interior angle of pentagon, right? Its formula is n minus 2 times 180 over n. N is a number of sides. There are 5 sides for pentagon, right? So we have to do 5 minus 2 divided by 5 times 180. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So 3 divides 5 times 180. So this is 108. So each interior angle is 108 degree. So this angle is 108. This angle is 108. So this whole angle is break into 2 sections, right? So we have to divide 108 by 2, 54. So this angle is 54. This angle is 54, right? Now let me find the third angle of the triangle. Okay, so we have 54 plus 54 and 180, subtract answer. This is 72. So this angle is 72, right? So how can we solve for D? Okay, so as you guys can see, we have the triangle, all the 3 sides, we know the 3 angles, and one side we can find the third side. Let's use a law of cosine, law of sine, sorry. Okay, so if I use the law of sine, all these angles are 108. It's a regular, so all interior angles are same. Okay, so we can find the D. So we can say that D over sine of 54 degrees is equals to 6 over sine of 72 degrees, right? So let me solve for D. D is 6 sine times sine 54 over sine 72, right? Let me simplify this. We have sine 54 times 6 divide sine 72. D is 5.1039. So up to 2 decimal place we have 5, correct, to 2 decimal place 5.10. Yes, D is 5.10 meters, centimeters, because D is in centimeters. Now for part B, volume of a pyramid is given 1 by 3 times base area times height. The regular pentagon A, B, C, D, E, we did in the A part, forms the base of the pyramid, right? The vertex E is vertically above O. E is vertically above, F is vertically above O. The length of each sloping edge of the pyramid is 14. Each sloping edge means EF, AF, BF, CF, DF, all are 14. Calculate the volume of the pyramid. Okay, so to find the volume, we have 1 by 3 base area. So this is the base area. The base of the pyramid is regular pentagon, forms the base of the pyramid. So let me find the base area first. Okay, so if I consider the base area, look at the first part. This, we have to find the area of this pentagon. So if I break this pentagon into, if I connect OC, I have a triangle OD, there's another triangle OE, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles. We have to find area of 5 triangles, half the 2 parallel sides and the sine of angle between them. Area of 5 triangles. So base area is 5 times area of a triangle is half, right? The 2 sides we can say D and D. We can take D is 5.10 times 5.10, and sine of angle between them, sine of angle between them is 72. Here we can find the base area. Let me simplify this. Okay, so we have sine 72 times 5.12 times 5.10 dividing by 2 and times by 5. 61.84. 61.84 centimeter square is the base area. Now let me solve for height. Okay, what is the height? Okay, so we know that the vertex is vertically above O, F is vertically above O. We have to find this is the height of the pyramid. So if I connect this with C, we know that OC is D, right? So what is D? D is 5.10. So if it is vertically above, so this is a right angle, right? This is 5.10. Each sloping edge is 14. By using a Pythagoras theorem, we can find the height, OF. This is the height, right? So if I apply the Pythagoras theorem over here, we can say that the 14 square hypotenuse square equals to h square plus 5.10 square, right? So h square equals to 5.10 square minus 14 square, right? And to solve for h, we do the square root, right? So let me simplify. 5.10 square plus minus 14 square, and sorry, we have h stays the same and this shifting on the other. This is negative and this is positive. Let me do again. 14 square minus 55.10 square, and the square root of answer, this is 13.03. So height is 13.04 centimeter. This is the height. Okay, now let me find the volume of the pyramid. Volume of a pyramid is 1 by 3 times the base area 61.84 times the height 13.04, right? Simplify this to get the volume. 1 by 3 times 61.84 times 13.04. This is 268.79, or we can say 269 centimeter cube. Yes, 269 centimeter cube, right? So that was the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in a comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.